Hey guys, welcome back to another video. My name is RJ and I'm a self-taught animator. In today's video, I'll be animating a cake using gesture drawings. So if you want to improve your animations with more energy and flow, keep on watching. I'll be sharing with you a very cool website that you can use as reference for this practice. So, let's get started. So, the website I use for this practice is called bodiesinmotion.photo. This website is perfect for animators because it has the highest quality of figure references that actually move in motion. There are a lot of figures and action here that you can use for your animation shots. From dances to martial arts and fight scenes to even simple acting, they have a wide range of references for animators. They even have changing facial expression of different models on different angles. Now the only drawback here is that you can't use everything in their library if you are a free member. But you can still use some of the references as long as they have the free label on the top right corner. I've used this free resource of a man doing a taekwondo kick to demonstrate this tutorial for you. Now that we are ready to do this animation, I am showing you the first step of how I created the rough pass animation. Basically, I've set the timer for each frame at 2 minutes to force myself to draw as fast as I could using gesture drawings. In the previous video that I have about gesture drawings, I only had about 30 seconds to create each drawing before it changed to the next reference. You can find that video in the top right corner of your screen or in the description below. In this case, I increased the time to 2 minutes each frame, and since there are 17 frames for this action, it took me about 34 minutes to complete the whole rough pass animation. The way I drew each figure was still a bit rigid, but because of the time limit, it forced me to interpret the figure with much less lines. I used the onion skin to see where the next frame is to really capture the spacing for each drawing. This may be counterintuitive in being more gestural with my drawings, but we are animating, so the spacing was a bit more important for me at the time. When I was doing these drawings, my mindset was all about practicing gesture drawings with the action as my guide. I have to be honest that this placed a limit to what I was trying to do, which is to draw more loose, but I'm fully aware that this is also just my first time doing this practice. As I do more of these daily exercises, I can be more confident with drawing more loose and breaking through the invisible limit I set for myself. In this action, I was really fascinated with how the folds in the pants are changing throughout the sequence. This actually became my focus throughout the animation because it speaks volume to what the character was doing. From the turn all the way to the kick and then the landing, the folds in the pants were giving us visual clues to what will happen next. Each frame therefore can somehow stand on its own. This is the power of using references that are in motion because you can really see all the subtleties that happen within that motion. The twist and turn of the body and the folds in the clothes are just a few examples of those subtleties that cannot be imitated by a still pose. Now, if you're new to this channel, I just want to quickly welcome you and introduce myself. As I mentioned earlier, my name is RJ and I'm a self-taught animator behind Studio De Laron. I created this channel with the intention to share all the things I'm learning in animation as I go through my own journey to create my own animation studio. So if you want to learn animation with me or simply want to follow me on my journey, hit the subscribe button, press the notification bell, and like this video. It really helps me grow this channel so I can create more animation tutorials for you. After the rough pass animation, I decided to clean the drawings down a bit. I used the rough pass animation as my guide to see how much more I can stretch the gesture and energy of the drawings. I am doing this with the same brush, but you can definitely use a more refined brush at this point. I also named this layer as tie down because I initially wanted to create another cleanup drawing after this, but I somehow spent a lot of time doing these tie down drawings that I ended up just using this layer as my main cleanup drawings. At this point, I am adding a few details that I missed during the initial rough pass animation. I am also adding some details such as the face and some lines that show the anatomy and form of the character. The main thing I added here in some of the drawings are the motion blurs. Motion blurs are a great tool to enhance the quality of the animation. When I watch the reference do the action at 12 frames per second, which is the frame rate we are doing the animation, there's something lacking for me. It seems that each frame was captured on its own, which is great, but in animation, the illusion of movement is very important. We need to connect each of the frames to each other and create that sense of flow. Motion blur is a great tool to add some flow and energy in the animation. For me to really see how the overall animation looked like, I added a mask to the drawings, which is just one color to represent the overall figure. I tried to play around with adding some shadows using a technique called cell shading, but I realized that the whole point of making this video is to share to you the process of animation rather than the final touch-ups. So I left it as it is and added a ball animation. With the ball animation, I simply created a simple movement of it going towards the character, and once he kicks it, it will just go back outside of the frame. I used pegs to manipulate the movement of the ball, and I added a quick drawing to signify the effect of the kick towards the ball. I then imported everything in After Effects and added some shadows and highlights and some motion blur to enhance the look of the shot, even if it's only a simple representation of the animation. I added some quick voiceover and sound effects with some camera movements, and I also added a quick gradient background and played around with some color overlays to arrive at this shot. Now I'll probably clean up this animation in the future, but for now I simply wanted to show you how to practice animation using gesture drawings. I recently enrolled on an animation course to develop my skills, so expect more animation tutorials moving forward. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, keep on creating so you can make this more beautiful with your imagination. See you guys on the next video.